What is up, guys? This is Hanx-Saber giving you guys a deck profile finally. This is a Ghostrick deck profile, so if you guys are looking for a good Ghostrick deck profile, this is kind of cute, kind of fancy. Has some theory into it, and I'm playing a lot of it on dueling networks. Been testing pretty well, so I thought I'd give you the list. It doesn't offer all the usual options that Ghostricks usually play, but it plays the necessities, and it plays towards a different game style, I guess you could say, but it's still Ghostricks nonetheless, and I thought I'd give you guys a list. Not many Ghostrick decks are out there, so the next one I'll probably give you guys is probably at the end of October when Halloween rolls around. I'll be giving you guys a trick-or-treat list, which basically combines Ghostricks with Madolches, so yeah, there's that. So anyway, to begin this list though, we are playing Light and Darkness Dragon, one of my favorite level 8s in the game. Just a great card. So, Light and Darkness Dragon basically offers the deck a lot of shutdown potential. Basically, when any effect is activated during either player's turn, you can negate it. And it's a really good card. It gets 4 negations because when its defense becomes 0, then it can no longer negate. But anyway, when it gets destroyed, you can destroy your whole field to special summon one monster from your graveyard, and obviously it can't be special summoned, so you can't special summon another one, unfortunately. However, you can special summon a Ghostricks. Now, why I would play this card in Ghostricks is because of the fact that how much spam Ghostricks get as the grind game goes on. With Ghostrick Break being a card, it is really easy to establish boards and keep those boards. And I really like Light and Darkness Dragon in this list because it has a lot of negation opportunities, and I just really like the list. So it's a really fun card to play in this deck, and I like to play it. So we are going to play the 3 Light and Darkness Dragon, the 3 lads, and then to get into the Ghostrick lineup, we are going to play 3 copies of Ghostrick Jiangshi. Jiangshi is the searcher of the deck. When it's flipped up, you can search a Ghostrick times the amount of the level times the amount of Ghostricks monsters you control face up. So if you have just the one Jiangshi, you can search a level 1 Ghostrick. If you have 2 monsters already face up and you flip over the Jiangshi, search a level 3. So there's some good combos you can do with that. So Jiangshi is just a great card. Being able to get searches both turns, and then, of course, probably the next best Ghostrick is Ghostrick Spectre. Ghostrick Spectre is actually a really nice card just because of the fact it gains you so much advantage. And when a Ghostrick monster is destroyed, you can special summon this face down, and of course, you draw a card. So, Ghostrick Spectre is in there for that. And then I play only 2 Mary. I think Mary is like really good though, because when you take damage, you can special summon one monster from your deck in face down position. And so that's really cool. I like Mary. I just don't think you needed at 3. I think it kind of clogs. I don't like running a lot of the Ghostrick monsters at 3, but so the better ones I do. I like 3 Lantern and 2 Jack Frost. I could play 3 Jack Frost and 2 Lantern. I just couldn't find a 3rd Jack Frost. But it's really the same thing. They really do the same thing. Lantern technically negates attacks while Jiangshi doesn't. But if you flip it face down, the monster couldn't attack anyway. So I mean, they're both really cool. They both offer a lot to the deck. They special summon during your opponent's turn. They set up boards for you to normal summon your lads, and so it makes it really quite nice to get a lot of Ghostrick monsters on board. So the one Ghostrick that most Ghostrick decks play, considered the best Ghostrick, is Ghostrick Doll. Now, the reason I don't play Ghostrick Doll in this deck particularly is because of the fact it is kind of slow. What it does is when it's flipped up at the end phase, you can flip all possible monsters on the field face down, including your opponent's monsters, and then special summon a Ghostrick times that level, I believe. So that number of monsters times its level, so almost like similar to Jiangshi. But at the same time, it is kind of slow, and it doesn't really work with the lads because especially when that monster could be easily destroyed during the opponent flips up their monsters, blah blah blah. It's a good card. I just didn't think it was a necessity, and I just didn't like it, so I just played these Ghostricks, and I wanted to play a lot more spell traps. So these are the monsters we're playing. Sorry for the glare, but those are the monsters we're playing. And so to get into the spell lineup, I will play 6 field spells. I'm playing 2 Mansion. I think Mansion's like the best one. I know I know there are some other good options, but basically monsters cannot attack defense position monsters. Basically all of the Ghostrick field spells say that. And then can attack directly if all monsters their opponent controls are face down, which is really cool. And easy way to deal damage. And of course, all battle damage is inflicted by monsters is halved, except by Ghostrick monsters. So that's really cool. And then I'm going to play, so the 2-mansion, I'm going to play the 1 Parade. So Parade is cool because when there is, when your opponent deals damage, you can search a Ghostrick monster, which is quite nice. And I like the combo with Mary, where there's inflicted damage, search Mary special. So it's a really cool thing. So we'll play the 3 Ghostrick field spells, and then the 3 chicken games. So chicken game works in Ghostricks just like it does in any other archetype that plays field spells. Being able to activate chicken game and then replace it with one of your own Ghostrick field spells so your opponent cannot utilize chicken game during their turn is quite cool for the archetype to do that. And so we're going to play the 3 chicken game, and of course to search all of these we're going to play 1 terraforming. So there's terraforming. So yeah, again, you could see by utilizing the chicken game, you know, you have like a certain kind of turbo element to it by with draw power and terraforming to search it. So I like those. So that's like our field spell kind of stuff. I really like Power Duality in this deck. I know I could play 3. I'm deciding to play 2 just because of the fact I wouldn't want to open multiples of it. But Power Duality is really cool because you don't really special summon during your turn unless you're flipping up the break during your turn, but you're really not because your monsters are getting destroyed during your turn, so that doesn't make sense. But yeah, you're really not special summoning during your turn at all, really. So Power Duality is, you know, you could play it at 3. I just think it's a really nice card to play at 2, so I'm going to play it at 2. I play Soul Charge just because of the fact that we are playing Lad, so we can go Soul Charge, special summon our monsters, and bring back your stuff to normal summon Lad. So that's cool. The 1 Book of Moon, because Book of Moon is great in this deck with the field spells. And I'm going to play 2 Dark Hole, so Dark Hole, really good. Just clearing your opponent's boards, just nice. And you know, it's really easy because, you know, both Dark Hole and Raigeki, you're really stalling your opponent a lot. And so while you're stalling your opponent is going to be building up these really, really big boards. And while they might not overextend in a single turn, over turns, they will put more cards on the field. And when you get rid of it with massive removal cards with Dark Hole and Raigeki, it really works nicely in the deck. So we're going to play those. And so we're going into the Mystical Space Typhoons, just 2 of those. 2 of those in this deck, in case you don't have another field spell to replace your chicken game. Pop your own chicken game, pop back row, anything like that. If they flip up the Vanities, or some people main deck Mistake for Janshi. So yeah, so MST is just outs for that. And then of course we can play 2 Instant Fusion, with Norton being a thing. We're going to play the 2 Instant Fusions in here. We'll get into that a little bit, but again, Ghostricks don't really exist. They don't, well, they do exist, but they don't really, you know, they don't do anything with level 4s, but it is good because, again, anything that could give us a free monster to summon a Lad is worth playing. So I play the Instant Fusions for that. So there are those, and so those are the spells. So quite a hefty spell lineup. And then for the traps, I am playing the best card in this deck, hands down, Ghostrick Break. Ghostrick Break, sorry for the glare there, but 3 Ghostrick Break. So what Ghostrick Break does is when exactly 1 Ghostrick monster you control and no other cards is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effects and sent to the graveyard, target 2 Ghostrick monsters in your graveyard with different names from the destroyed monster and special summon them in face down defense position. Now this is probably the reason why I would run Light and Darkness Dragon in this deck, just because it special summons 2, and of course Lad requires 2 tributes. So yeah, I mean, Ghostrick Break sets up your field quite nice, and even, you know, if they get past those 2, there's a good chance that those 2 will, you know, kind of get recurred back in the duel. So 3 Ghostrick Break is quite nice. Of course, searching them with Angel and getting them back with Alucard is very good. So we're going to play the 3 Break. Getting into the next 2 cards in this deck, we're going to play 2 Lose 1 Turn. So I'm not playing any other Ghostrick traps. I know that's kind of like a no-no. I was playing Vanish the Alliance for the Ghostricks, but I didn't even like that. So I was just playing the 2 Lose 1 Turn. Lose 1 Turn is just so good in this deck because again, you will special summon face down. So it doesn't really matter because I know their effects are negated, but those effects aren't going to be activated anyway, probably till the next turn. So, and of course, they're already being special summon face down defense position, so lose one turn does absolutely nothing to Ghostricks, and it's really nice to play another lockdown card in a lockdown deck, so that's really nice. And then, kind of the, I guess the tech I'm playing in this deck is the one Crush Card Virus. Just being able to blow out your opponent with one card is quite nice, so I'm going to play the one Crush Card Virus. So that's the list. That's the main deck. I'm going to get into the extra deck, and extra deck is not really that doesn't play that much of a role in this deck, other than the fact that maybe the Alucards, maybe the Angel of Mischiefs, but anyway, we'll get into it. So I'm only playing 2 Alucard. I think 3 is absolutely like overkill in this deck. I don't think you would want to play 3, even if I had a 3rd copy, which I don't, but even if I did, I think I would only play 2, just because 2 is just a better number. You never make this 3 times, ever, really, so not at least in this list, so we're just playing the 2, and then I'm playing the 2 Ghostrick Angel of Mischief in this deck. So Angel of Mischief is probably the best extra deck card in this deck other than Norden, but again, Angel of Mischief, being able to simply just search your stuff is quite nice, and if you detach an Alucard, you get another add from the graveyard, so you essentially get a +2, which is really cool in this archetype. So the fact that the Ghostricks got Break and Angel of Mischief was it like last April or May is really good. So we're gonna play those. Then I'm playing the 2 Ghostrick Dualahan. I don't think you need any more than 2. You'll never make more than 2, so we're only playing 2. That's that. And then we're gonna play the 1 Slacker Magician. So Slacker Magician is probably like our 3rd Dualahan. I mean, just offers so much. You saw it in the mail day with Hanx-Saber video. I got that in the mail, but Slacker Magician is nice to stall your opponent for days, can't target, or if they do target, there'll be consequences. So Slacker Magician is just a great stall card in any deck that can make rank 1s. And then for the rank 3s, I'm playing quite a lot of them. I'm playing Giga Brilliant in case I have to get over things. I'm playing Acid Golem of Destruction. I'm playing Nightmare Shark. I'm playing Meclipped Engineer for Valkyrius, although I think it's so irrelevant that I'll ever make that, but we'll see. And then I'm playing Downer Magician. I know you have Angel of Mischief. If there's anything that you need for inflicting damage, piercing damage is a good option. And then kind of falling into the shot there is the number F0 Utopic Force. If you have 2 non-numbers on the field, Xyz monsters, you can overlay them for this, and this is like a big eye of sorts where you can attack your monster and get it to the end of the battle phase and then attack. It's a really cool way for dealing damage if it ever comes up, and so I like playing that. Sometimes if you have 2 Xyz monsters in the graveyard, you could soul charge them back, or I think you could break them back too, Ghostrick Break. I would have to check the Special summon 2, Ghostrick monsters in your graveyard with different names, destroy monster. Yeah, so you can technically special summon Alucards back off break. You can special summon Angels off break. So if you have an Angel with a Ghostrick as a overlay unit, and they get destroyed, and you have another Ghostrick monster destroyed after, I flip with the break, bring back both of them, an overlay for Utopic Future. So again, it's a really solid card in this deck, so I like it for that. And then finally 2 cards is other entity, Norden. So Norden, there's so much extra deck space in this deck. I just felt like Norden was a good option. So I'm going to play the Nordens for those. Again, just any card that brings, there's like a free monster or 2 free monsters is really quite nice. So it really sets up our lad potential and makes just shut down plays for days. So that's the deck profile, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. If you did, give it a thumbs up. You know, I really am looking for those likes on these videos, and put a lot of time and effort and money into making these videos, so it really helps out if you guys just drop a like. It's a very unique deck. I think you guys enjoy playing it on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro or Dueling Network, wherever you get your fancies from. So anyway, this has been Hanx-Saber, probably giving you guys more deck profiles to come. So anyway, this is Hanx-Saber signing off for a little while. Peace, guys. Peace. Don't forget to friend me on Facebook, join my group, The Titan Takeover, as well as the Ignoble Lifestyle Facebook group, and subscribe. Thank you, guys. Peace. I can't stop.